Welcome to challenge 15 of the 30-day challenge. You have reached halfway. Well done, congratulations, thank you for being here. And the focus of challenge 15 is very much around how do you talk to yourself after you've had a setback or some disappointment. And the reason why I've chosen to focus on this particular subject is based on a recent coaching conversation with a client who had been overlooked for a promotion, and they were certain that they would get this promotion. It had been promised to them, they had talked about it, but somebody else, an external candidate, had got the particular role. And this individual came onto this coaching conversation really being very self-critical, that maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was, that maybe the organization does not rate me, maybe I've been telling myself a lie over the last 4 or 5 years that I'm actually performing effectively, that maybe my performance appraisals have actually counted for nothing. And they went down a deep, dark hole. And the key thing that I really want you to focus on is to say it's okay after a setback to be self-analytical, but not necessarily self-critical. And I think the questions you ask yourself become really important. Now, being in a leadership role is challenging. You will always face setbacks. Being a coach or a consultant, you will face setbacks. Perhaps you don't win that proposal. Perhaps they choose to work with another coach or a consultant. And in those moments of reflection, where does your energy go? Does your energy go into being self-critical, or does your energy go in being honest with yourself, in evaluating how you can bounce back from this experience stronger and wiser? And I guess that's the first question that it's important that you ask yourself. And it's unlikely that you will get an immediate response to this question, but it's worth sleeping on it. It's worth keeping a journal. It's worth reflecting on this over the next couple of days. But the focus is always, how can I bounce back from this stronger and wiser? Equally, another valuable question is, what valuable lessons has this experience taught me? So perhaps with this individual who got overlooked for a promotion, maybe it's I shouldn't take people at face value. Maybe I ought to be asking more challenging questions. Maybe I ought to be more assertive. Maybe I ought to be more critical in really evaluating when people say I'm likely to get the role. Who else have they spoken to? Is the whole end-to-end process aligned so that the probability is that I'm going to get this role? The key point here is that there is always some valuable lessons that the experience has taught you. And perhaps another valuable question is, how do I make this situation better? So the natural instinct might be, well, I've burnt my bridges now with this particular organization because I didn't get the promotion. And maybe my brand, my personal brand, has been damaged within the organization. But a more viable question is, how do I make the situation better? Now, it may well be I need to go back to my line manager and have an open and honest conversation. Maybe I need to go to my mentor and have an open and honest conversation. But there is always something that you can do to make the situation better. And even though the answer may not be apparent immediately, it's often much better to be consumed by that question rather than self-doubt and self-pity. And ultimately, your inner game, the way that you think about yourself, gets played out in your outer game. So it really matters then, when the chips are down, when you're under pressure, how your self-talk, the way that you manage your self-talk really matters. So thank you. Thanks for listening. Thanks for engaging. And I will see you on challenge 16.